What is up, guys? My name is Graded Gems, and I am back here on this lovely Friday night to share with you guys what I recently got in the mail. It is another PSA return. This was done using the 6 free submission voucher that you got when you signed up for a membership at PSA. I had not done it yet this year, so glad to say that I got it back, and I think it was a pretty fast return actually. It was probably within the same as their normal regular $20 service, which was like probably what, 25 business days or something like that. So yeah, after that I'm gonna be talking about some of these beautiful boxes in the background here, and also one more card that has been talked about recently a lot, kind of controversial I guess. But yeah, let's get right into it. Hopefully I got some good grades for you guys. Got a pretty crappy scissors here. Let's see what we got. I like how they put fragile all over it. This is different. I normally don't see that actually. Oh, I think I just saw something. But anyways, let's flip it this way. Alright. So, we got some Pokemon cards. Let me see, what have I got? I got one Pokemon card, a Yu-Gi-Oh card, a Pokemon card. Oh, it's like a mix. Alright. So, let's see if I got lucky on some of these cards. I think I sent in some of my more expensive cards just because it was a faster service, so I was like, okay, I'll send in something more expensive. But yeah, let's see what we got here. First, we got a shadowless PSA 9 Charizard. Oh my god, that thing is so beautiful. I honestly think that this could get a 10. It's such an amazing card. I had bought this off eBay, I think, I don't know, 6 months ago for like $1,100 or something like that. And man, when you never see stuff like this anymore because it's so hard to find shadowless. Like first edition is even more impossible, but great condition cards like this do not come up often, and when they do, like, you better believe you're fighting like a million people for a chance to own this card. But yeah, if you look at the corners and everything on this card, the edges, they are immaculate. I think this card coming back as a 10, whoops, would have been completely ridiculous because I think a 10 sells for something like, I don't know now that the Pokemon market's kind of fallen, I guess, a little bit, but I know that before, a couple of months ago, it was selling for like $12,000, something ridiculous like that. But yeah, super happy I got this in a 9. Great card. Look at that holo. Super nostalgic. Alright, what do we got next? We got a PSA Gem Mint DDS Blue-Eyes. This is the first of many of my DDS Blue-Eyes that I've gone back. Oh my god. That is awesome. Wow, this thing looks so awesome. I'm so glad I got this in a 10. Of course, I'm always going to say that. It's always good to get anything in a 10, but man, this guy has been like recently, I don't know if it's hype or what, like I don't really care. Like, I love this card so much, I'll probably end up keeping all of mine. But basically, Yugioh Tube made a video recently talking about how this card has not seen its rise in a while. He talks about how the LOB Blue-Eyes, the SDK Blue-Eyes, they both got their jump. Well, actually SDK has kind of dropped off. I don't know what happened to it, but yeah, they both those other ones had a big jump in the last like 4 months or so, and this guy he was kind of stagnant for a while, but now all of a sudden I think it's finally going back up. It's pretty amazing actually. I thought it had peaked around 2.2 even. I thought that was it, but then you see these sales of like 2,700, 2,800, And then there was one recently for 3,100 on eBay, but the guy didn't pay for it, unfortunately. But you can already tell that the price of this is going up. I think it has something to do with the demand. Like, there's such a crazy high pop on this card, but it doesn't really matter because everyone wants a DDS Blue-Eyes. It's just so gorgeous looking. All right, can't spend too much time talking about that. I'm a big DDS fan, as you may all know. What do we got next? Ooh, PSA 10 Gem Mint Nidoking. That's so sweet. Wow, this is a really nice surprise. I actually thought these free subs that they give, these free 6 vouchers, like, since it is kind of like a, I don't know, I guess you could say like $120 value because it's, you know, 6 cards and it's at their regular service rate of 20 bucks a card. Like, I kind of thought that they wouldn't be like so lenient on grades, or not even lenient. Like, I sent in like really nice cards, but I'm just surprised. I thought they would just give everything a 9 because it's like, you know, it's free. They don't want you to like get amazing value when you're not paying them anything. But man, this Crystal Nidoking is super awesome. It's so funny, there's actually not that many Crystal Pokemon cards. There's probably like, let me think, there's like, hey, yes, that's my mouse. I mean, my cat. My cat named Mouse. He's crying for me, probably because I'm talking to myself. There's probably like, I don't know, less than 10 of these. There's like Charizard, there's Nidoking, there's Lugia. Those are the big ones that come to mind right now. But yeah, there's not too many crystal species type Pokemon. And to get one in a Gem Mint 10 is super amazing. I think this is about, what, 350 bucks? Alright, let's move on. What do we got next? Another Pokemon card. Oh, a Mint 9 Lugia. Oh, that's a little sad. I kind of wish I got this in the PSA 10. I rarely complain about 9s, but like, getting this in a 10 is a super difficult task. It's like, you know, it's not as hard as this, or maybe it is actually. If I look at the pop report, maybe I'll check it later, but I think like this is much more valuable, of course, but getting this in a 10 is super difficult. Like, these things do not come easy to grade in 10s because there are so many problems with the holo here. And this one actually looks extremely clean. There's all the time, pack fresh, they'll come with lines, and some of them will come with like horizontal lines as well, so it's almost impossible to find it, especially with this nice clear white holo background. Yeah, these go upwards of like 2k. My friend on Instagram, the genius, he actually got a 10 in this. I'm really jealous of him. This card goes for probably 2,000 as a 10, and maybe what, like a decent amount as a 9, maybe like 200 bucks, maybe a little bit more than that. All right, let's see what else we got. We got another Yu-Gi-Oh card. Oh, a PSA 9 Slifer. Okay, I guess I had a few more of these because I had like, what, 2 or 3 of these when I sent in my bulk return. So that's always nice, getting these back. Still love that prismatic rare. And it's unfortunate that these are just so overprinted. Or not even overprinted, just so well printed. I guess it's weird like complaining about a card that's so well printed. But seeing as how it's so well printed, there are just so many Gem Mint 10s like everywhere. Like, you can find them online, like often raw, and just grade them. But yeah, based on my last video and I guess this one, it is a little bit harder to grade as a 10 than I thought it would be, or maybe I must have mislooked over something. But yeah. All right, last Yu-Gi-Oh card. Let's see what it is. Oh yes, a PSA Gem Mint 10 Gaia, the Fierce Knight from LOB. This is a second, yeah, this is the second print, so it's got that wavy or non-wavy foil, that glossy foil, really shiny, and definitely one of those nostalgic cards that you see in the anime a lot. When you think about it, like, Gaia's like pretty trash. Like, it's got a 2 tribute and it's only got 2300 attack. Like, it's not the best card, but I guess in the anime they made it look so awesome because, well, it's a guy on a horse and he's like jousting people to death. And then of course he can fusion into Gaia the Dragon Champion. But yeah, super nostalgic card. Great to get this in a 10. LOB is super hard to get stuff in 10s because of centering. It's not the worst set in my opinion. There are definitely worse sets than LOB, but anything LOB is extremely rare and should continue to rise up in price and stuff like that. So yeah, pretty good return actually. Let's see what we got. We got like, this is an amazing card. So we got 1 gem mint, 2 gem mints, that's a 9, that's a 9, and 3 gem mints. So that's not bad. 3 of the 6. So with that out of the way, I wanted to discuss this card here. This is the Dark Paladin corrected art, first edition. And as you may all know, there has recently been some photos floating around showing how someone has recently created a whole bunch of these. I don't know the exact number, but I think it was around like 8 10s or something like that. And that guy, the person who did it, he owned quite a few of these. Again, I don't know the exact number, but because of that, a lot of people have been dropping this off. Actually, I can't say a lot of people. I just know Tim, he sold this off. But yeah, I picked this up because I thought it looked amazing as a 9. I don't actually see anything wrong with it for the most part. There's like the tiniest, like you can't even see it on camera. Like you'd have to look really closely. There's a tiny little bit of whitening, not even on the full corner, just on the tip of the top there. But it is a beautiful card. I picked this up for, I think it was like $1,300 or something like that on Troll and Toad. I just saw it one day. I was like, what the heck? You don't see this stuff usually. It's such a rare card, even with this new influx of information. But yeah, in general, like I do believe that this card will go up as time goes on. If you look at the pop report, it's kind of a mess. Like they've just recently decided, like, okay, we're gonna make this in its own category. As you see here, this just says Dark Paladin Magician's Force First Edition. This is the old label. The new one, I'll probably get it sent in for the new one sometime, or maybe I'll send it to BGS. I'm not really sure. But the new one will actually say, I don't know if it says corrected or alternate art. I feel like it should say corrected, as that's the more generic, or that's the more common term. But yeah, last I looked, there was like 3 9s of the corrected art and like no 10s. Maybe there's a 10 now. But whoever sent this, like a whole bunch of these in recently, he had just sent it in under the old label. So there are a bunch of like corrected paladins out there that are under the wrong label, like wrong label. But I just find it funny because like you don't exactly know how many there are actually out there. I actually think like a pretty good educated guess would be around 30 of these. And who knows, maybe there's another guy out there who has a lot of these, right? But I do know that it is impossible to get this card now. You're not going to be able to crack a Magician's Force box and get this anymore. You're gonna have to, I don't know, build a like time traveling machine, go back in time and send all your Dark Paladins to Upper Deck and get it corrected to this art. But basically, as time goes by, I think after this current fear and panic selling of this card, people will start to realize that there's actually not that much of this out there. Well, that's if that holds up. Who knows? Maybe there's another guy or another 10 guys who has a bunch of these, but I think that is kind of unlikely. But yeah, only time will really tell. And even if there are quite a few of these, if they are in the hands of only a select few of people, it's just like, normal business, normal economics. Like when you have a monopoly of stuff, or a cartel where only a few certain individuals or businesses own a certain type of card, you're not going to see that instability of like price. You're not going to see that like feeding frenzy of undercutting. It's not like something that you can just go and pick up off eBay. It's not like, I don't know, like even a DDS Blue-Eyes, I would say, is way more common than this, obviously. And you may see like undercutting of a card such as that, but this one you're not going to be able to, and that's the beauty of it. So yeah, if it stays within the hands of only a couple of sellers, then they can control whatever they want with the price. So let's go on to talking about some of these boxes. So I only recently started picking up sealed product, mainly because for the most part, sealed product, like I never really liked that much, except for this one. But basically it's kind of hard to say like, oh, like you should put your money in this, you should put your money in what you enjoy, what you feel comfortable. And I know there's a lot of sealed collectors out there, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh boxes, they just love how it looks. I actually prefer Yu-Gi-Oh boxes. In my opinion, they look better than Pokemon boxes, just because there's always this like ongoing theme of Yugi being on the box. Like in Pokemon, there's no like common theme, like there's no common figure that's always there. Like you're just gonna get random Pokemon on it. I guess you could say it's more artistic, more like variety or whatever, but I actually prefer, like if I were to collect boxes, it would definitely be for Yu-Gi-Oh. Anyways, I only started picking up starter deck Kaiba and sealed product in general recently because, well, I wanted to put more of my money into like cards like this, mainly because like sealed product definitely like has its place, and it grows and grows, and it's like I guess if like you guys know anything about like stocks and stuff like that, I'm sure you guys heard of bonds versus like just stocks, regular stocks. Like this to me is more like a bond. You're gonna buy it and it'll just slowly collect interest, have a return on a normal rate of return on it. Now for cards, however, I think there's a lot more volatility. Like it could go up a lot faster, it could go down a lot faster. You can already see that with the market. Like some of the like the LOB Blue-Eyes, like we'll always talk about that. That guy has jumped in insane amount within the last couple of months. But even this starter deck, it hasn't jumped an insane amount, but let's just say there are almost none now on the market. I'm actually looking to buy maybe another one of these. I'm not exactly sure yet. But like they are really hard to come by. And as time goes by, like, people may open this, they may not. One of the reasons why I wanted to buy this in particular was because the Blue-Eyes inside, the starter deck Blue-Eyes in first edition, is a very difficult card to grade. I've bought quite a few raw cards and they are just not up to par in terms of, it's not even just centering, there's like other issues with it. I find like the cutting of the card is sometimes messed up, where it doesn't look like a perfect card. It's like some of the corners are like lopped off or like extended in a weird way, and like it just looks bad. And I'm not surprised if and I'm pretty sure PSA, they look at those cards and they go like, okay, well, this is cut in a really strange way, I can't give it a 10, it doesn't look that nice, which it doesn't. So yeah, like those go for quite a bit. Like I think like they've gone down a lot, starter deck Kaiba Blue-Eyes, but they're still up there in price. And the fact that these boxes were selling for what, like 500, 600 not long ago, now they're up. Now I'm pretty sure they're at least 1,000 something, but that is still half of the price of a PSA 10. And of course, you could open one of these and most likely, I can't say most likely, but like I would say maybe only 50% of the time these will come out at 10. But even with 50%, like, that's pretty good. In my opinion, when you open sealed products, you're most likely gonna just lose all your money for the most part. So the fact that you could actually buy one of these for $1,000, open it up, grade a 10, and make $1,000 because the Blue-Eyes sells for about 2, well, that's pretty good. So in my opinion, these boxes are definitely undervalued. Next up, we have obviously the one and the only, the Legend of Blue-Eyes White Dragon box. This actually came from JR Jobber, and he was selling this second prints box. It is in amazing condition. Super happy he gave it to me for, like, I had to pay it off in like a few payments, but it was in amazing condition, as he said. And these guys have, you know, slowly but surely crept up in price. It wasn't, again, long ago that this was only what, $3,000, $2,000, but I just mainly wanted to discuss the printing of it. The fact that this is a second print makes it currently less valuable. I don't know if that will hold true in the future. I think it should. The only reason why, though, that I think that there is quite a benefit of buying the second print, there are actually quite, I think there are 2 openings on YouTube, one by Simply Unlucky, one by another guy, I'm not exactly sure who it was, but they were first print boxes. And to tell the difference between first and second prints, the first edition, this is the second print, so the first edition on a first print box is a little bit lower and it's a smaller font. I think it may be a different font as well, but it's smaller and it's lower here, so it's actually pretty easy to tell, you know, if it's first print or second print. It's not as difficult as telling like a base set shadowless or non-shadowless for Pokemon. But for these for these boxes, it's definitely a lot more dangerous when you're buying a first print box. So not this one, the first print boxes. And the reason is because they were just made so well. There are a lot of first print boxes out there that were made so well that it's basically impossible to tell just from looking at it. I've actually looked at quite a few YouTube videos and found whatever information I could about how to tell the difference. And the only real way was to, you see this like crescent here, this seal here on the inside? If you press down on it, you can kind of look into the box, look into and see the packs inside. Now, if the packs show this like Yugi's pinkish hair up here, then you know you have a legit box for the most part. It's not 100% either, from what I understand. The basis of it is that if you don't see it, that means the booster packs are flipped upside down. And the fakes have the booster packs flipped upside down. So, unfortunately, that doesn't really appeal to me because you kind of have to break this part. And I don't know about you, but I kind of like to keep my like sealed stuff in like nice condition, right? Like, I know whoever's buying it, they may be opening it. However, like, as a collector, I would much rather have something that's second print, but it's not cracked at the top there. I don't know how obvious it is, but from what I've seen, that like you can see, like, in order for you to actually check, that is the only real guaranteed way to do it. Maybe something will come out later where it'll be even more obvious. But yeah, if you guys know of an easier way, please let me know. I know people have looked at coloring, like the saturation of it. They've tried to look at like this logo here. Where is it? Oh, right here. This tiny logo here. And if it's like kind of unclear, then you think you may have like a fake first print box. But like, honestly, when you're buying stuff online, and a lot of these boxes will be sold online. Like most of the big expensive items, to find your best buyer, it will be online. So you're not going to be able to see all the time the best of the best pictures. And who knows, that seller may, you know, may not give you the best picture. So yeah, it's really difficult to tell, and that's why I think there is definitely an advantage of having second print. It's just, you're more safe. Now, this is my baby. I was actually recently thinking about selling this. I'm still not really sure what I'm going to do with it. But basically, as you all know, there are two prints, I guess you could say, or two different versions of this same game. One comes with the Dark Magician Blue-Eyes Exodia head, and the other one comes with 3 different promos, which are much less valuable and less sought after. Recently, because of the spike in DDS Blue-Eyes, I do believe that this box is gonna continue to go up in value. There was some information a while ago that Core TCG had a bunch of these boxes. I think it was Tim who said that he wasn't 100% on that, but Core TCG had a bunch of these boxes and they cracked them open, took out the 3 promos. They had found it in a warehouse or whatever, and they just started selling the cards raw online. Now, of course, that stock has been depleted a long time ago, but the fact of the matter is that I don't really see these anymore. I had bought this from an eBay seller. His name was, I think it was Multi-Monster or whatever on eBay, and this was a long time ago. This was 8 months ago, or no, not that long, maybe 6 months ago. And I asked him recently, hey, do you have any more of these? Because I was thinking about maybe buying another one. And he's like, no, we're all sold out. And I checked his sold listings, and he had just sold one for 2,800. And I was like, well, damn, I thought this guy had endless supplies, because he had sold me, mine. And prior to me buying this, he had sold another one the week prior of that for maybe 1,300. And then after I bought mine, he relisted another one. And then I think after that one sold, he relisted another one. So I was thinking oh man, there's no end to this. So it was surprising actually that he ran out, and or he or she. But definitely one of the most beautiful promos I've ever seen. The fact that you can get all 3 in this is also what you're gonna get. Because they are so well printed, there is a very high possibility for these to be 10s, straight out of the pack. Very high chance of it. And yeah, I probably would hold on to this just because if you do have it, just because I'm pretty sure it should continue to go up in value, just as all old sealed product does. But yeah, let me know what you guys think about today's video. It's a lot more talking, a lot less showing of cards. But yeah, I like to discuss sometimes about Yu-Gi-Oh trends and stuff like that. So yeah, thanks for listening, guys. See you later.